Yo, it's been a couple weeks since Usher did the Super Bowl, so now that the results are in, let's talk about it. Hey, yo, what up, y'all? It's God Body Science, and of course, y'all already know I'm back again with another episode of Beats and Billboards. It's where I take my two favorite passions, hip hop, advertising. They come together, they make dope moments for the culture. I talk about it, so on and so forth. This ain't hip hop today, this R&B. We're gonna talk about the king himself, Usher. So, I know y'all all saw the Super Bowl halftime performance. Personally, to me, it was one of the best ever. Yeah, they keep raising the bar, man. And I really didn't even think about how many hits Usher had in his catalog. Like, of course, I knew he had hits, but he went for 15 minutes and he still probably had more hits that he didn't play. Not even probably, I know he did. Because, yeah, there were songs that I loved by him that I didn't even hear. With that said, I got some beats for you, bro. Holla at the kid. But never mind that. Now let's talk about the actual campaign and the rollout for it, which I think is a really dope masterclass in advertising that gets overlooked because you know how they do us. But anyway, with that said, let's start with the teaser post. Now, Usher teased the performance last year. I'll put the date around here somewhere, but they teased the performance. They had a couple different teasers. One of them had Kim Kardashian. One of them had Deion Sanders. Did one of them have Gunna? I don't know. I gotta look at it. But yeah, they had a couple different teasers, and it was dope because they took the beginning phone call from Confessions, or Confession Part 2, I think that is, and they spoofed it.
Hello? Yo, I'm in the booth. I'm gonna call you right back.
Wait, can you talk?
Nah, I just gotta put this one part down. I'm gonna call you back.
Wait, it's Kim.
I'm at the studio, man.
When we think about how we use talent in our advertisements, a lot of times it's about, getting them to say something through a VO. Like someone on Apple's creative team or at the ad agency they work with was able to break through that fourth wall of saying, hey, what if we took this iconic conversation from one of his most iconic songs, and instead of making it about infidelity, we make it about the Super Bowl. We make it about teasing his performance. And I think that's a stroke of genius. It should not go unnoticed, so to speak. I was lost for words for a second. That's how dope it was. Now, with that said, we move on from the teasers. We know that Usher is in the middle of his residency. And I think around the same time, he dropped a new single, right? So you kind of start to see what's coming, but you're not quite sure yet. Then I think shortly before the Super Bowl, we see that Usher puts out the merch, right? We start to get to see the designs for the merch. And that's a really dope part too. So now you're seeing this build up happening. It's all like a tease phase, so to speak. It's like tease, 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 and then boom. Right before the Super Bowl, Usher says, hey, my new album is out now to stream. So now you've moved from the tease phase to like the actual campaign phase, which is really dope. Well, granted, this is all the campaign phase, but you move from the tease to the actual show. You know what I mean? You move to the main part of the campaign. So he puts out the album literally days before his big performance. And we all know the Super Bowl is the biggest performance that probably an artist can have in their career. The year that you do the Super Bowl, I think Mary J. Blige even said this last year, it's usually the most commercially successful year that you have, which is part of the reason why the Super Bowl doesn't pay you to perform, because the media exposure you're going to get, the PR you're going to get, the sheer amount of eyeballs you're going to get on your performance, it more than compensates you. So, in some sense, it doesn't make sense to be like, I need 250 grand to do the Super Bowl or something like that. I'm just throwing a number out there. It doesn't make sense to say that when you're going to have over 100 million people watching you at this one particular time and buying merch and doing whatever else you need them to do. It's extremely hard to get 100 people to watch a fucking commercial. It's finna not curse, but it's hard to get people to do that. So imagine getting them in one spot. Like, bro, it all evens out. That's what I'm trying to say. So long story short, Super Bowl comes. Usher puts on this amazing performance. But in the midst of all this, you know what else he announced? He announced a world tour. And the tour was selling out so fast, these folks started adding new dates. So I'm saying all this to say that this is a masterclass again in how to do a campaign rollout, especially for artists, for brands. Not really sure what you could pick up for this, to be honest. I just think it's kind of dope. But if we're going to break it up into like 2 different phases or 3 different phases, you have the pre-launch, right? So you have the stuff that you use to tease, right? And the tease was all the teasers. Hate using that word twice, but you had the teasers, you had the single, and then finally you get to the launch, right? Which is the album, which is backed by the Super Bowl performance. And then post that, to keep the buzz going, now you've got the world tour. So on a year like this, man, the type of exposure Usher's gonna get is insane. And I just gotta give kudos to whoever his team was, because man, yo, they planned this year perfectly, especially coming off of that residency, and especially with the amount of rigor that you can tell was put into the actual performance. And shout out to whoever the creative agency was, who again decided to use Confessions to open up the teasers, right? Smart stuff that I aspire to do in my career, and I think every shop aspires to do. It broke the internet, man, so you can't really ask for much more. So with that said, I don't think I got nothing else to say. This beats and Billboards. I'll catch y'all next week. Usher, get at the kid. I'm in Atlanta. You from Atlanta. We got to make this magic happen, bro. I got beats on deck. You know what I mean? Let's get a Grammy, B. But I hope you win for your album next year. With that said, I'm out, y'all. Peace.